Hi, folks, Ann here. I just got back from doing a shopping haul at Aldi's. The sweat is dripping. People have been telling me that it's so hot where they are, and until you actually experience it, you have no idea. It's like an oven out there. So I want to get right to it, and I want to get this food put away as quickly as I can. So I'm going to get started. The first thing, I like my coffee, so I thought I would try this Simply Nature organic extra bold coffee. Hopefully that's going to be better than the stuff I usually buy. I usually buy what's on sale, but lately I've been buying the McCafe, the McDonald's coffee. So that's one thing. I bought another one of the corned beef brisket. It's $13.94 for this. Um, I bought. I'm still sweating, folks. This was the total price was $24.53. It's a chuck roast, but this is gonna feed me several times, folks, 5 or 6 times, maybe more. And I cut the little pieces off to go on my outings, and this is gonna be a nice piece of meat. There's a lot of fat in there, and so I know I'm not used to paying such high prices, but you know, if it feeds me a few meals, then I don't mind. This was sweet Italian sausage for 6.20. Now I know that's not the healthiest thing. 8.70. I got the thighs. I put these in separate baggies and I cook them as I need them. But I still like my chicken thighs, and of course I don't get the skinless because we want that skin. That skin is healthy for us. And I didn't buy the uncured bacon this time because there was so little in the package. And I did go with the premium sliced bacon. Now I didn't get the hickory or anything because I do believe I saw there was a one carbohydrate or something. I'm not sure, but you got to look at the labels. I'm finding that out, folks, as I go. I bought these again. I like it. They're the small cheeseburgers. They're so easy to cook, folks, and I wrap them two at a time individually, and I just defrost it as I need it, and I eat the two of them, and they fill me right up with some cheese and an egg, and they're I don't need the real big ones. These work for me. So $10 for all of these, which I thought is a good deal, and that's 80% lean, so that's good too. I did get some ham slices, because I'm gonna be. I have a camping trip this weekend, starting Friday night, and I wanted to make some sandwiches with my wrap. Now I did look at this, and I was a little surprised, but I got it anyway. It's one carbohydrate and one sugar, but that's for 6 slices. When I make my little wrap, I'm only gonna put 3, 4 slices on there. And it's such a low amount of carbohydrates that this is going to make me a sandwich to take with me. I'm not going to cry over that. Sometimes, we just have to go with what they have and what's affordable. Okay, so all of you know that I like these egg wraps. I bought 3 bags, some for my camping trip I want to take with me. The other bag of tuna. I bought some of the mozzarella cheese because I like to put the cheese and pepperoni, although I forgot the pepperoni. I like to put that on these and put it in the frying pan and make a mini pizza. Maybe I'll just put a little bit of the ham on there. Now, I did buy this for something different, buffalo style chicken wings. And this shows that for 3 portions, it's 2 carbohydrates. There's no sugars. There's 12 grams of protein. Now, for 2 grams, like I said, I'm not perfect. I can't go. I mean, I could, but for a little taste every now and then, it's just a small bag, and so I went with it. It's better than what I used to buy. I used to buy the the French fries, and so I went with this for now. Now someday I probably won't do anything like that. Now I told you in my last video I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the salmon. I did love the salmon. I fried it up, and I put some of the seasoning on it. So I bought two more pieces of this, and I bought this. Now this could be like for this is 80/20, and this could be for like a meatloaf, or frying up some taco salad or something like that, or just for odd things to have. Or even to take crumble it up and put it in your eggs. That's always good too. Now I bought this pork belly, and it's not very thick, and I never had this before. But what caught my eye is all this fat. And it looks like on a picture that they cut it up into little pieces, and they season it. And I think that might be good in the air fryer. That might be a nice little treat. So I bought that. We'll see how that goes. And I have one more bag, folks. I bought the salami to go with the ham. I love my salami for sandwiches. And here's the other bag of the egg light. Now, those egg lights are not that cheap, but I like that it doesn't have a lot of carbs. I did buy the chops again. I like to carry this in my lunches or have it in my purse in case I do get hungry and I need something. So I always like the chops. I'm glad for the girl that recommended that to me. Half and half for my coffee. I stopped using the heavy cream because that was $2 and change, and the heavy cream is $5 and change. So I did stop buying the heavy cream. And folks, I know for those of you that have been around, I was eating the sweet pickles and I was disappointed I didn't have pickles. I found these. They're gherkins. They're hamburger dill pickles, and they have they have less than 1 gram of carb and no sugar. So these are what I'll have on my hamburgers, and I won't have to feel guilty about it. Nice big bottle. They're the dill, and that's the kind I really like, is the dill. And I bought some olives. Somebody texted me about what she was taking on her adventures for lunch, and she reminded me olives are a great thing to have to snack on. So, and of course, olives don't have zero carbs, zero sugar. I did buy these. These are the only fruit that I've been having because I worry about the seeds. I'm not eating vegetables, not fruit. This is I bought 3 of these. Now they have the little tiny baby ones that come in a bag, but they seem to go bad real quick, so I didn't want to get those. And they were about half the size of that what I just showed you. Now I did get some Swiss cheese, some pepperoni cheese, and I also got um the Irish butter, the grass fed, and this does last for a while. But somebody suggested for my adventures to put some of this butter on the meat. I showed you yesterday that I had the cut up steak. It would have been great to have some butter on that. That would have given me even more fat that I'm looking for. And I bought 2 of these. Well, what's wrong with my... I bought 2 of these. These are the free range brown eggs. And believe it or not, these were under $5. And they're tiny bit, I think, bigger than the ones that I bought the last time. But they work. I like them. I'm glad the price went down. And that's it, folks. That I'll get all this food put away. Now it's very hot. I have my air conditioner on, and I'm not gonna separate it and pack it up the way that it needs to be done and put in the freezer. But I'll put it at the bottom of the refrigerator until I cool off a little. And um, I might not even do it until tomorrow. But at least I got food in the house, and I might make one of those pizzas that's kind of calling my name. I haven't had any cheese in the house for like 2 or 3 days. I haven't had a slice of cheese, and really that's a good thing, because I've always said cheese is my downfall, and I've been trying to take it easy, not eating too much of it. But there was a time, folks, when I could go through some cheese, a pack like this. I'd be lucky if I still had that for 2 days. I'd be going through that, and I don't do that anymore. I try to space it out. Now the other one that I showed you, the mozzarella cheese that I use for my pizza, I've been known to sit there at night and take bites out of that. Take it out of the bag and eat it that way, as if it's potato chips. But I'm not doing that anymore. Although I have to admit, I did do that. Probably the last haul, I probably did sit there in the evening and eat some of that. And I like also, you could get the cream cheese, which I used to get, but I know that I do that same thing with the cream cheese. I don't put it on a cracker, I don't put it on bread or anything, but I was buying it, the little bricks of cheese, cream cheese, and I would cut it off with a knife, like pieces about that thick, and I'd eat it, and then I'd go back for more, and I'd go back for more, thinking, well, it doesn't have sugar in it, I could eat this. Well, I really knew what I was doing, folks, but I did it. So now I don't even buy that. And I'm afraid that if I don't behave with my cheese, I mean really behave, then I'm not going to be able to buy that either. If I can't eat it in moderation like I should, like a slice here and there on my hamburger or something, or a sandwich, I cannot sit in that chair and have cheese in front of me. So that's something I'm working on, folks. The cheese is bad for me. I always love cheese. So now the video that I put out this morning, I tried to get that video out. I went for an early morning walk yesterday, and I tried to get that video out, and I played around trying to download it the whole day yesterday. And by 8, 9 o'clock last night, I said I can't do it anymore. I was getting frustrated. I said and I felt bad because I was supposed to get that video out to you guys yesterday. I really felt bad. This video has to go out. So I left it running when I went to bed last night. When I got up this morning, the darn thing still wasn't loaded. So it took me about another hour, an hour and a half this morning to get that to finally download. So, and I think that's because I had the different clips put together, and it made the video that much longer, and I think that's a problem. I ordered a cable from Amazon that might help with that, but I'm not sure it will. And if I continue to have that problem, I'm not going to be able to put clips together, and I kind of like doing that. Because I was going to even over there in Aldi's this morning, I wanted to make some clips of Aldi's, some of the different sections there to show you again. I did that once before, and a lot of people liked that video, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to come home here and try to splice this part of my video with the video from Aldi's, because I would have the same problem again today. Now, I don't know if I've always had that kind of problem, but what I had yesterday was exceptionally bad. And I did hear that there are some problems going on with internet service. So maybe I'm amongst those that are having the issues, because that was just unbelievable. This is not soda, folks. This is my unsweetened tea. And doesn't that look quite refreshing? And there's no sweetness to it at all. And I didn't buy the name brand. I ordered it from Walmart. What I have to do, I had to get some paper towels and stuff, so I placed an order the other day, and I ordered this. It comes in the big jugs, and it's delicious, and it's refreshing, and it gives you the little kick that you need. Although I'm not trying to talk you guys into getting on caffeine, because if you're off of caffeine, you're better off not being on it. So anyway, that's what I Wanted to show you. This isn't going to be very long. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Now, I do have to tell you guys that tomorrow I'm scheduled for my walk. And I was thinking that today. Thank goodness that I wasn't going to have to get out there today and do that walk. And all of you people that are telling me that it's too hot out there, don't do it. Don't go out in that heat and try to get your walk in because that's deadly. Now I have a history of fainting in the heat. There's been like 3 or 4 times in my life that I've actually fainted. So even walking from the car just now, I mean, it's getting a little late. It's a hot time of the day. It's about 1 o'clock. I was walking it, or maybe about 12:30, and walking from my car into Aldi's. Honestly, I had to stop for the cart, and I honestly thought I was going to faint just from the heat because it was that hot. It's honestly like being out in the oven. Don't try to push yourself with that. Now, it might be a little better in the wee early morning, even more so than in the evening because it had the whole night to cool off. So it might work that way. And if I can go for because we're going to have this heat wave for at least a couple of days. So if anything happens and I can't do my walk tomorrow, folks, then you know that it just was too hot to get out there. But so also I do have a camping trip planned for Friday night, Saturday night, coming back Sunday. So, and I don't know what the reception is going to be like out when I'm up by the lake. Sometimes I get a signal, sometimes I do not. So that's another thing. If I'm up there and I can't get a signal, you might not get any videos from me while I'm out on my camping trips or in places that I can't, send it, or it's very spotty. Well, we were lucky. We were out on the boat the other day, and for the most part, we didn't have a signal, but then every now and then it would come in. So I don't know. Maybe it's my phone, but not really, because my sister has an iPhone, and she couldn't get a signal either. So if you don't hear from me at times, or I don't do my scheduled walk or anything, you know what's going on. There's reasons, and I'm not going to do any more splicing with videos until I get that cord and see if it's going to work. And yesterday's video was a long one anyway. I was just chatting away and walking, and before I knew it, it was already 33 minutes. Anyway, folks, I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye.